Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
Alright, so sis, you've been very patient, and the brothers, you have been listening, so you understand what we're bringing out so far. We're showing our people that the so-called black people, we're not what our slave master called us. We are in fact the children of Israel. That's our biblical nationality. Get me the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. We're going to show you something about our history, because what they taught us, we were some uncivilized savages living in Africa when they came to take us out, but that is not true, and we're going to prove it. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider.
So God is telling us something here. He says you have an ox and you have an ass. They're two dumb animals. But there's a difference when you look on the ox and the ass. As dumb as they are, the ox knows his owner, and the jackass, he knows his own land. He knows his master's crib. But who? But what happened to the Israelite?
But Israel.
But the Israelite, when he compares the Israelite to a jackass and an ox, read.
But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
They don't consider. We don't even consider that we're the children of Israel. Our slave master say, you're Negro Jamaican. And we say, yes, sir, master. We have not considered. Go to Job chapter 8 verse 8. Now what we're showing you right here, this presentation is going to look at a period that the white man called the Dark Ages. During the so-called period that they call Dark Ages, guess who was in rulership? We, our nation of people, was in rulership. Well, let's see what God has to say. Read.
The book of Job, the 8th chapter, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
So God is telling us something important. He's saying, you need to inquire. When you inquire, you're going to search. Search out the former age. What used to happen in the past? Where are we from? Where did our people come from? What is our history? Read.
And prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
So we're going to prepare ourselves now to search out who is our fathers. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are from the 12 tribes of Israel. Go to the next slide for me, please. Watch this. This is a church in Romania. It is called the Vorne. This was painted or taken in sometime in about 1488. So what we're showing you, we're going to look on some images. When you look on the church right here, so there's a lot of paintings on these churches. We're going to take a closer look on the images on these churches. The white man came into power. Well, he came back into power. But here, we're going to see the men raising up out of these graves and the angels on this church in Romania in 1488 has depiction of black people on them. Go down to the next one. These are some more of the churches. What we have right here, these are apostles. We have the disciples of Christ. These are black people painting on a church in Romania. Go down to the next slide. This is King David as a black man. And over this side you have also again what? The children of Israel. These are not white images. We're going to see what they have actually done. Go down to the other slide. Watch this one. On this image, this is the hand of God. It's depicted as a black hand. You notice that, my sister? But when you look down here, these are what today we call so-called white people are not white people. They are so-called red people. The angels right here also are black people as well. When you look on these people over here, these are black men and women. Because unbeknownst to our people, before they conquered us and put us into slavery, they did not catch us as slaves. They took architects, lawyers, doctors. We weren't educated and civilized people before. But let's go, I'm going to show you something what they actually do. Go down to the other image. There's a clear distinction, you know, if you notice. These images show them as red. As red. Why do they normally refer to the devil as being red? Because there's that, in the scriptures, I'm going to show you something in the Bible. Get me Genesis 21 and the 25. I'm going to show you some Genesis. Yeah, get me that first. Yeah, 21 and 25. So what are we showing our people here? In these images that we have shown you, when you look on this depiction here, this is showing you the hand of God in Romania in 1488 as black. These angels are being depicted as black, woolly hair people. These are the different nations, not any specific nation, but the so-called Caucasian man, the white man. Why? Read that. Genesis 21. Read from 21.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25, The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
Stop. Go to the next slide. Read.
And the children struggled together within her womb.
So he's talking about Isaac. We have a depiction right here showing you Isaac and Jacob with the 12 tribes of Israel in their hands. These are dark-skinned people that they're actually showing you. But he says now, Isaac was struggling and the children were struggling in her womb. Read.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Read on.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
So God is telling Rebekah something important. He says, how many nations is in her belly? 2. 2 nations. So now what we have happening on the earth, this is the birth of 2 nations. This is the last, because Genesis 10 lists the birth of other nations. We have 2 nations coming in. These are now the birth of 2 nations. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So God is telling us something that's going to happen. Man cannot change this. God said the elder is going to serve the younger. But what happened to the 2 children? They were struggling in her womb. Meaning she had a rough pregnancy. They were fighting in the belly. Slavery, this battle is not just now. From birth it was going on. But watch this. Read on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So she has twins in her belly. Read. But remember what God said? 2 manner of people. 2 nations. Read. So this is now the birth of 2 nations. Read.
And the first came out red all over like an hair garment.
Alright, go back up a bit. So it says the first child that came out. Go to this one. Came out red all over like a hairy garment. This is what you see depicted here. There's a difference between the 2 children. One of them come out red. For example, if you put the white man in a sun to work in the cane field for 400 years, what do you think how is he going to look? Is his skin going to get dark or is he going to get red? He's going to get red. It can't turn black. It is impossible. But God said the first is going to come out what?
Red all over like an hair garment.
Read.
And they called his name Esau.
No, they called the first baby named Esau. Read.
And after that came his brother out, and his aunt took hold on Esau's ear.
His brother name is Jacob. That is our nation. But the prophecy says the elder is going to serve who? The younger. The one that come out first, he's going to be a servant to the younger. A while ago the officer showed you why we went into slavery. We didn't go into slavery because the white man was stronger than us. We were given the laws of God to keep, but we keep breaking them as a people. So God sent the enemy against us. Alright. This knowledge is out in the earth, you know, but what have happened? There is a media blackout on the Israelites. Because there are many people waking up to the knowledge that they're the children of Israel. So now God commands us to go on the highways and the byways and bid the children of Israel to come in. Things like, did you celebrate Christmas the other day, my sister? How about you, my brethren? You know, it's Christmas. You celebrate them things? But you notice a lot of our people at Christmas time, they're heavily involved in that. You'd have a man work hard for his money and then tell his children, say, it's a fat man who come down the chimney, give you the money. They tell you that New Year's is in January 1, in the winter time. But according to the Bible, that is not true. So the elder is going to serve the younger. Yeah, go down again. Let me go to some more images. I'm going to show you something. These are images in the period referred to as the Dark Ages. Click this one. This is an image of King David. King David in the Bible. And on this side, you have Moses with the burning bush. What you notice about Moses, how he's look here? Is that a white man? He's not being depicted as a white man. But we don't used to seeing our people of artistry and the images that we depict. This is a black man with a fire, burning bush in his hand, and this is a depiction of King David. And this is from a book called The Icon by Kurt Weitzman. That's where that book is taken from. Let's go down to some more medieval painting. Now when you look right here, so this is an image now of Jesus Christ and the 12 apostles and his disciples. These are the disciples of Christ, you know. These were painted. This is from the wall we tell you about. This is also from another book again, from the same book called The Icon. This is by, it's a Russian artist did this one. This book is in Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So you have Christ right here, so depicted as a black man. The disciples of Jesus Christ are black people. The angels in the scriptures are referred to as black people. Let's go down some more right here. This is a depiction in the catacomb. Alright, sister, we thank you for your time. So what you have right now, you have our contact information. So what you have to go do, my sister, you get the message. We're showing you that you're an Israelite. You know, cannot continue to walk as a Jamaican because there is a media blackout and there's been many efforts to destroy the knowledge of who we are as a nation. Do you believe you have enemies? Would a friend enslave another friend for hundreds of years? Yokes of iron on his neck, bullwhip him, rape his wife, and all of that. This is what they did to our people. But why these things happen to us? Because we didn't keep the commandments. I'm going to show you a commandment before you go, my sister. Get me Deuteronomy 22:5. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Like right now, I'm looking at you, my sister, and guess what you're wearing that men's supposed to wear? Pants. But what did God say?
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
You see, in America, it's referred to in the Bible as Babylon the Great. It's the place where confusion comes. God put a distinction between our man dress and our woman dress. They're not supposed to dress the same. Watch what God said. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
If all of us out here tonight were in skirts, most of them probably just run us away. He said, one to them, boy, there's something wrong with them. But God said, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Read.
For all that do so are abomination.
Wait, what did God say?
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
This is why we're showing our people. We have to teach them the commandments. Because guess what? In the churches, that's what they should be doing. But they're not teaching the commandments in the churches. This is Malachi 2:7. This is what they should be doing in the churches, but they're not doing that. So you understand that, my sister? So now, if you are supposed to repent as an Israelite woman and come back to your heritage, your culture, one thing, what should you do?
I wouldn't wear the pants anymore.
You would have to stop wearing pants. That is what is known as repentance. We'd have to make certain changes. For example, in our community, a lot of our young people don't know what to do. You know, they say marriage is virtually lost in our society. You need a unity among your nation. Guess where that begins with? In your home. The father and the wife, the husband and the wife is going to be teaching. And should seek what?
And they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
That's what they should be seeking at his mouth, because God's laws are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. When we follow the law, that's what was given unto us as a nation of people. When we go away, when we look at our society today, there's a lot of crime rate. And the brother brought it out. Jamaica have more churches per square mile. But guess what? They're not learning at the school. They're clapping, they're shaking tambourine, but they're not learning the laws of God. That is what we need in our mind. Let me show you about laws. You have Psalm 19? Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
What convert the soul?
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
This is what God tell you that convert your soul, my sister. So you see, when you start to apply that law, let's say, you know what? God said, you believe this is the word of God, my sister? And the wages of sin is what? Death. But do you know what sin is? My brothers, do you know what sin is according to the Bible? What is sin according to the Bible?
Come again.
What is sin according to the Bible?
Sin is abomination to the Lord. Man.
Sin is abomination. What do you say sin is, my sister?
Anything that goes against the law of God.
Anything that goes against the law of God. But we're going to show you what the Bible says sin is. Read it.
The book
Listen.
of 1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin
No, it says whosoever commits sin. Let's see what they're doing.
transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is when you're breaking God's law. As the teachers of the law of God, we need to show you where you're going off. So when he says don't hate your brother in the heart, don't suffer sin upon him. If you see your brother in sin, you need to correct him. Because when we unite together, that's when the Most High God is going to come. We will operate differently. Alright, my sister? So you have the flyer. What you're going to have to do now, you have the responsibility. Give the sister extra flyer so she can share it. Give her a second one so she can share it with someone else. You have to go. We have a contact information here. We have a school in Spanish Town. You can come and visit our school. We have other sisters in our school. You can come and learn more from us as well. Alright? Alright, so what we're showing you here right now, for example, alright, my sister, go to Luke chapter 21. We're going to show you something that Christ, our King, you know that Jesus Christ is a black man. Because we're showing you that the children of Israel are a black man. The Son of God is a black man.
That's right.
This image right here, so it says Samson and the lion wall painting via Latin catacomb of Rome. This is a black man you're seeing fight. This is not a white man fighting no lion. This is a black man fighting the lion. But this is painted on the wall in Rome. 350 to 400 AD. Because guess where they conquered us out of first? They conquered us in Rome, they conquered us out of Spain and Constantinople. The first set of slaves, some of the slaves that came to Jamaica, every one of us did not come from the west coast of Africa, you know. They took us from different parts of the world. Some of our people were taken from out of Spain. Have you ever heard about the Moors? The Moors, you ever hear them mention the Moors? Say the Moors ruled Europe for over 1,000 years. These are Israelites. That is what these depictions are showing you. Go to the second one. This is now showing you again in Rome. This is a black man as well, you see here. Keep going. This is further medieval paintings here you're seeing. We're going to show you something. I want to show you, keep going on, go up, let me show you some things. Come down to these images. Now, these are some other paintings of our ancestors. These things took place before we went into slavery. So you have scholars looking into history books, and this is how they're seeing some black men dressed, and these are images you're seeing. This is a black person, a so-called black man referred to as Saint Maurice, Knight of the Holy Lands. Have you ever heard about black people being knights? That's not what they taught us. So how is it that we have black men being knights? This is what they refer to now as the Moor. But read what you have. Watch this.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when he shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
So this is our king prophesying, because guess what? We have a country. Like how China have a country, Japan have a country, the Israelites, we have been scattered in different places. Right. But we're not in our country. That's why you don't see us have our own military, our own fighter jet, our own computer systems. We have to depend and serve nation for everything we want. What happened to us? What happened to our land? This is what happened to our country. Read it again from the top.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when he shall see Jerusalem.
Jerusalem is the capital city in our country. Right. It's also referred to in the Bible as Zion. So Christ is telling you something. This is now in the period referred to as 70 AD. When you see Jerusalem, read.
Compassed with armies.
It's going to be compassed with army. Which army compassed Jerusalem? The white man, the Roman army. Read.
then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
The Jerusalem, our city, the desolation, mean the utter destruction of it, is near. This is how we lost our country. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
So those who were in Judea, Christ is telling you, run, run, because the Roman army is coming. Let's see some of the history. Read this for me, please. This is from the book Babylon to Timbuktu. Read the highlighted portions. So we're going to see what happened, because this is in 70 AD. But we're coming down. This is before the so-called white man renaissance. Because you see, the image we show you in the church before with black people, guess who draw them and paint them? Black men. Our ancestors painted those. But then they conquered us. And then they enslaved us and put yokes of iron on our necks, ban us from reading, ban us from writing, ban us from counting. So that everything we wanted to learn, God said you'll have to serve him in want of all things. He is the one that teaches our history. Read this.
The book from Babylon to Timbuktu, Rudolph R. Winslow. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
They kept in the year 65 BC, the white man, he conquered, because you hear about the Roman, it was a mighty army. So he captured our city in 65 BC under General Pompey. So when Christ was on the scene, guess when Christ was on the scene? We were in slavery. We were paying tax to Rome. We were in captivity. We weren't free. We're supposed to be in our land, free, living how we want to be living. According God command us to live. Read.
In 70 AD, General
Vespasian
and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state.
This is how we lost our country. General Vespasian, the Roman general, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. But listen to what the scholar is saying. Read.
With great slaughter.
Read.
During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
Read.
During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. Right. That's how we ran deeper into Africa, because Israel is in Africa. Read.
Right. Fleeing from Roman persecution.
That is how they were able to take some of us outside of Africa, because we run deeper into Africa from Roman persecution. Read on.
And slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Whoa, what?
The slaves market were full of black Jewish slaves.
This is history that they're not teaching us.
The money we run to Africa now, the white man get the mixed nation.
Well, there's no such thing as a mixed nation, really. Because the white man, as somebody brought up before, every land he go into, how did he go in there? He went into there by the sword. He killed. He has never paid, he's never been any judgment. So when he says atrocity going from Rome, atrocity coming all the way back down to even when we were in slavery, the amount of over 200 million of our brothers and sisters, it is estimated, died during the transatlantic slave trade. That's a lot of atrocity. The Native American Indians, when Christopher Columbus came, they refer to themselves as conquistador. You know what that means? They were conquerors. So guess what they were doing to the Indians? The Native Americans, well, they call them Indians. They were enslaving them, murdering them, over 77 million of them. They poisoned them, give them things like, even today, with things like Zig V, Chick V, a lot of the sicknesses and the disease we're getting, it's from them. But we're going to show you something. So the history says we were supposed to run deeper into Africa. But eventually we rise up and we overthrow Rome. When we were ruling, the entire period we were ruling from Rome fell in 193 AD. From 193 AD all the way down to 1453, they refer to that as the Dark Ages. So we're showing you some images of our people in rulership during those periods. Go on down. More. So this is a portrait of John Mostrate's portrait of a nobleman, guest of the Queen of Austria. So we had noblemen. These are the people who they put into slavery. They didn't just simply, we weren't just simply some wild beasts. They want to break us to think we're niggers. Read on, keep going out. These are women as well. I'm going to show you some things. So when you go into Europe, even now, go keep going down. Look at this. So these are who they refer to as the Moors. These things are all over Europe. These are different men during the medieval period, just as night. These are expensive clothes with rubies and diamonds and all of that they're wearing, you know. But how are they dressing like that if they were slaves in Africa? That's not who we were. Keep going down. So these are just some images to show you who our people were. Keep going down. I want to show you what they eventually did. Get me first Maccabees here. Come to this one. Now, the Renaissance, the end of the Dark Ages. When in Europe you have people who call themselves Orthodox Christians. Their job is to do what is referred to as iconoclasm. Can you put up the word iconoclasm? We're going to show you what that means. Because guess what? As a nation of people, did you think we have images of ourselves? Did we have books? When you go to school today, you send your little sons and daughters to school. When they open the book, most of the time they're seeing white farmers, white doctors, white scholars. Where's our image? What happened to our image? This says, iconoclasm, the rejection or destruction of religious images as heretical. The doctrine of iconoclasm, the action of attacking, assertively rejecting, cherished belief and institution and established value practices. So what that is showing you? Our system of belief is the laws of God. When they want to reject that, they have to fight against it, tear it down, destroy our images. First Maccabees 3:48. Watch this.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So they did this under the Greek. They laid open the book of the law. Read.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint their likeness of their images.
So if you notice what they're doing here, look at these images. These are dark-skinned people, black people, so-called black people. But what he did was they do a period called iconoclasm. They're changing them to white people. So this is what they have done. So they literally whitewashed the imagery. But that's not the first time they did it. That's why this is the history during the Greek. Read it again.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint their likeness of their images.
So that's why we had a war back during those periods. Because they were going into our Bible and they were putting up their images to teach it to us. Because what the white man understands, he understands the value of image. The image is very, very important. How you see yourself and your ancestors plays a key role in how we identify and how we live. When we don't see ourselves as nothing, guess what we do to each other? We easily a man step on your shoes and you kill him. You think they do that to white people? You think they do that to Chinese people? No. Because we have to have it destroy our self-esteem. Go back to Job 8:8 and read down. I'm going to show you something. And go to the next slide. And I want to go Job 9:24 first. Go back to the image again. And give me Job 9:24. So watch this again. This is another Bible prophecy. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the Bible teaches us, say what? The earth is run by wicked people. Let's see what these wicked people do. Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
What they do, they cover the faces of the judges. In the Bible, God is described as a black man. Jesus Christ is described as a black man. These are the two greatest judges. The Apostle Paul, Daniel, Moses, the children of Israel, the angels. These are the judges in the Bible. But the wicked, what did the wicked do? Read from top.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The wicked is now ruling the earth. And what does the wicked do?
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
This is how they cover the faces. They paint them over. They make movie, set themselves up as gods. When you watch Easter movie, it's constant whitewashing, white images. That is why a lot of our people bleach their skin, perm their hair, because they don't love themselves. With just one black man. And all of these things are taking place in which country? In Africa. The children of Israel were slaves in Egypt. Where is Egypt? Egypt is in Africa. But yet still when you watch the Charlton Heston, that's what it's called. In his movie, the white people are the Egyptians. Young men, brothers, you have any question? Let me show you what we're teaching now. Come, your friends. Ladies, come on, and sisters, come man. You let the man them are learning, you're not learning. Come close and draw close and come here. Alright, wait, 1 second, let me show you something. So what we're showing you, my brother, is that our ancestors, we are the children of Israel. You are an Israelite. According to the Bible, Jesus Christ is a black man. Right. This image right here is showing you what happened to our images. They were whitewashed. They were painted over by another nation of people. We were conquered and enslaved by a set of people. Because if I was supposed to ask you what's your nationality, what would they tell us?
Jamaican.
Jamaican, what do you say?
Jamaican.
What does Jamaica mean?
What do you say?
What does Jamaica mean? When you say you're born in the country, but before we came to Jamaica, your nationality mean what race of people you come from. We are the children of Israel. Africa is just the name of a white man, right? You're an Israelite, you're an Israelite. We are from the tribe of Benjamin. But what you have, read it yourself. Job 9:24 again. Right. But you understand that, my brethren? You understand what we're bringing out and showing you? Because the wicked is now ruling the earth. Job 9:24 again.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So if he's not the wicked doing this, God is asking you a question. Because we're bringing this out to you. Some people might say, we're teaching racism. We don't know, nobody ever see Christ. Nobody don't know what he looks like. So he's saying to you, if not, if what we're telling you is wrong, who and where is he? But how are we going to know? This is an image sketch by Leonardo da Vinci. This is now how he's creating what they call the Renaissance image of Christ. He's the one who took a man by the name of Caesar Borgia, and then he draw different sketches. He's working on a workpiece to make these sketches now. And when he finishes his masterpiece, scroll down, he comes up with things like these images here. And these images, a lot of these have actually the same person being depicted in the image more than once. For example, there's actually a woman in this picture here. This is a woman, Lucretia Borgia. This is the man in the image we just looked at a while ago. He's a man by the name of Caesar Borgia. This is his sister, Lucretia Borgia. This is his father. This is the image of his father. That's Pope Alexander what? The 6th of Rome. This is who they paint themselves as God. But they are not the children of Israel. We're going to show you that. Because we say, if not, who and where is he? How would we know how God look like? Does the Bible describe Christ? Go to Revelation. So look what they're doing. Go to Revelation. This is nastiness they're doing. This is not how the Bible, Adam wasn't walking around. Number one, the Bible says man's supposed to have a beard. You're supposed to cover up yourself. So this is not how the children of Israel in the Bible conducted themselves. Let me show you something. Go back to where they're painting over the image. Let's show. Back up. You're right there. Now watch this. Now he's painting something else. Go back down to the false image of Christ as a matter of fact. What you have for me? Revelation 1:1. Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
So now this is going to reveal what Christ looked like according to the Bible. He says he gave this to John to show to his servant because the wicked is ruling the earth and he covers the image. Read.
Which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Read.
Who bear record.
Who did what?
Who bear record.
Because you could say to us, we weren't there physically to see what he looks like. But they bear record. Read 11 first.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 11.
Listen to what he's saying.
Saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book.
So now, he was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. And Christ is speaking to him, telling him something. I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what you see, what should he do?
Write in a book.
He's going to write what he sees in a book. But you know what a lot of people do? They have the book and then let's see if he's going to describe this as the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Let's see what he sees. Read.
Verse 14. His head and his ears were white like wool.
So the head and his ears, that is the hair on his face, were white like wool. Go to pull up sheep. Go into images. We want to see what wool looks like. A woolly. Let's take an image of a sheep. Sheep wool. And go to images. Alright, so look at these different type of texture. You notice the thickness of these type of here? These are not stringy. Look at this. This is like a sheep with an afro. You see how thick and fat it is? Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
White was the texture. This is how black people here look. Just imagine a elder black man with this type of hair. This is a sheep here we're looking at, you know. But when you look at over here, like this brother here, it's something similar. Some of our people are like, you kind of, especially if it comes to woman, you move it up a bit. Like you're here. So it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. Let's see black people with woolly hair. That's a good example. You Google it, go into image. Now let's look at this image right here. You notice how the sheep here was, and look at the texture of this particular one right here. The same thing. That is the same thing. But the Bible describes this. This is documented in the scriptures. You understand? Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because when he drank wine, Christ drank wine, and a lot of the times, us as black men, when we drink a lot of wine, alcohol, what to the whites of our eyes? It get red. But let's prove that according to the Bible.
The book of Genesis.
About Christ, because Christ loved him wine. Christ drank wine. It wasn't ganja him smoking. Our customs and culture, we had strong liquor and wine. Christ loved wine. They called him a wine bibber. But he wasn't drinking to drunkenness. So the Bible says, what about his eyes shall be red with wine? Go back to Revelation 1 and 14 again.
The book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now this man here is not like wool. Read. And his eyes is not red with wine. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
This is the description what he's writing down. It says Christ's foot is like fine brass. As if he said burnt brass. Fine burnt brass. Look at this man. Does that look anything like him? This is where they've been tricking our people. We are the children of Israel. Jesus Christ is a black man. This is what the Bible, go back to that image again. This is what the Bible is telling us. So his arms, look at his arms, and his feet looks like this. When I look at your arm and I look at your feet, it's the same thing as your face.
That's right.
It's the same thing as your face. But you can show you more, as if they're burnt in a furnace. This is the false image of Christ. This is what the Bible refers to as the image of the beast.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.